Hey guys, what's going on? So I'm almost 100% at this point, so that's good. So let me ask you a question. If the media were a single person, right? Imagine for a second that the whole media, okay, was an individual with personality and character traits, okay? What would you do with them? Would you be friends with them? Would you date them? I know the answer to this already. I'm just trying to prove a point. Okay? Why would you let them fill your head with poison? Okay? You have to understand, your mind, your subconscious and your conscious mind record everything that your five senses come in contact with. Everything. Okay? That is why when you watch a TV show, okay, and then, or a TV series, and then like years later, like you couldn't even tell me an episode about it. But then the second you put on an episode, you remember the whole thing. It's because it's ingrained, okay? We are sponges, okay? More so when children, but a lot as well as an adult. We are sponges, okay? So, everything that your five senses takes in is a part of you. That's why you need to be careful not to fill it with poison, okay? That's why very remote details can be recalled, okay, under hypnosis, okay, under wave hypnosis, okay? You can't remember the day, but your mind records it. Your mind records everything. That's why it's important to be careful who you sleep with. That's why it's important to be careful with who you have anything to deal with. I'm not telling you not to watch like horror movies or everything, but just know that this scary stuff out in the world, okay, imprints on your soul, okay? So why add that to your life experience? So let's talk about the media. What does the media do? If the media was a person, well, for starters, it throws temper tantrums when it doesn't get its way. Right? Okay? They slander people constantly, and then maybe they'll print a retraction, or maybe they'll say something on page 12, or maybe they'll never bring it up. Okay? They avoid important world topics. Okay? They say what they want, and they expect people to follow suit or get over it if they admit they made a mistake. Okay? Now, here's the thing that the media does that drives me nuts. This is funny. Okay? They are constantly proving the Streisand effect. Now, I've done a video on the Streisand effect. Okay? We talked about the Streisand effect before. Okay? What the media does is if they find a story that fits their narrative, and we know all their narratives, but if we know a media story that fits their narrative, the people involved get blown up. Now, the news will break, and if the story doesn't fit the narrative, it goes bye-bye. So, no attention. But what they do, for example, Candace Owens, Kyle Rittenhouse, Jordan Peterson, okay? I am not advocating on the left or the right for anything. Remember that, okay? I've been very clear about that. However, okay, those are creations of the media, okay? They have their platform now because of the media, okay? They have their platform because of the media, okay? And then the media gets infuriated when they capitalize on it, financially, with ideas, or just in general when they capitalize on it with publicity. Now, here's the thing. Once you become famous, as Dave Chappelle said, there is no going back. There is no reset button to that. You cannot become unfamous. You can become infamous, but you cannot become unfamous. Okay? So they constantly make these new, I don't even want to say pariahs, but they make these new media darlings, these new They make household names out of people, okay? And then they capitalize on it. And then the media gets even more mad. The media acts like a natural, nasty, perpetual toddler. And if they don't get what they want, that's how they act. And take it from me. Many of y'all don't know this, but my father was a CBS News in Manhattan, New York, producer and news editor. Okay? My grandfather did the exact same thing. 60 years at CBS News in my family tree. Okay? Dan Rather, in his book, okay, when he talked about how he was the first one that had the Kennedy was killed story, that's what made Dan Rather famous. And he named my grandfather by name in his book as the person he called into the news station to tell. Okay? I've met all these people. I see how it is. I've seen them cut tape in the 80s. I've seen them literally cut tape in the 80s. I've seen them, I've seen how they put stories together. And you know what? To the average person, when you're watching inside the news studio, put everything together, okay? It's very deceiving, okay? Because you don't see the propaganda right away, okay? It's just sort of like, boom, news broke, story came in, everybody's rushing around to get a story together. You know, they're putting it all together. You don't see the final steps, okay? So take that from me, all right? So my point is simply this. Everything you do gets recorded, okay? That's why you stay up late at night thinking about things you did when you were 10 years old, okay? Or embarrassing things you did in college and high school. This is why you can't shake it, okay? Because you are a sponge. Everything that comes in, okay, stays. Whether it falls into your subconscious, okay? Where if it's really bad, you repress it, and then it has to come back out later, because what happens is when you repress things, they manifest in other ways. Sometimes health issues, sometimes a habit. You compensate for something. The psyche is an amazing thing, but it's not always great. So, long story short, the media sucks, okay? Try and avoid it if you can, okay? Avoid the political drama, because that is just meant as a distraction to anger you, to keep you from who you truly are. All right?